Alright, this morning I was driving to the gas station and I noticed my check engine light was on, my slip indicator light was on, and my 4 low light was blinking. Of course, immediately I was thinking mouse chewing through my wiring harness, because for the last 3 weeks, 4 weeks I've been battling mouse residing in my engine compartment. It's been like Caddyshack here at my house. I've been putting mouse trap all over my around my engine, mouse bait. I even had a light on in my engine at night when I park my car on my driveway, but that still didn't prevent the mouse from making a home inside my engine. Anyway, so what I did is I took my truck to the nearest auto parts store, AutoZone, and they gave me they let me borrow an OBD II reader, and I plugged into my diagnostic port in my truck and indicated knock sensor. So of course the only way to get to my knock sensor is removing my intake manifold, which is this big thing here. So I spent probably at least an hour removing some of the tubing off the manifold and removing 8 bolt and 2 nuts from the intake manifold, and I lifted it up. The back's still attached, but I lifted it enough to look underneath my manifold, and sure enough there was a lot of debris here. You don't see it now because I already vacuumed it out, but it's still kind of dirty in here. Anyways, I vacuumed all the debris out, and then I noticed one wiring harness being chewed through completely right here, and the other one here has been chewed but not completely through, so I can feel the wires on my fingertip, but I'm not sure how secure that is. So this has been chewed completely through, and I've already detached this, but they chewed it so close to my harness that it's going to be very difficult for me to splice it back together again. So I happened to look on the internet, and they sell these wiring harness already made. Where is it at? This wiring harness, I thought this would be easier than to try to splice the wires back together. So I happened to find this at a dealership. They're about 40 bucks. Here's a part number, A2219-0C020, and it's about 40 bucks. So this will definitely hopefully save me some time, because I'm not having to try to splice these wires back together in this tight compartment down here. So I think this is definitely worth 40 bucks. And I needed to splice at least two of these connectors back here. This one here and this one here, which is further back in my compartment, so that would have been really difficult for me to stand up and lean forward in my engine compartment trying to splice these tiny wires back together. So hopefully this will work. Alright, this is my new wiring harness. I'm not gonna kid with you guys, this wasn't easy. It's doable, but not easy. And then of course today happened to be the hottest day of the year, 102 here, and so that was pretty miserable. But anyways, it's doable but not easy. So it plugs in right there, as you can see, behind those 2 plastic tubing, and then it connects to these 4 knock sensors. There's 1, 2, 3, and then 4, and they're kind of color coded, so the blacks are on the right side, and then the gray plugs are on the left side if you're facing the engine. Alright, now I'm going to spend the next hour putting back the intake manifold, so we'll see if it starts. Alright guys, I have my intake manifold back installed again. I hope I have all the tubing in the right place. Again, I'm not a mechanic, so there's a little bit of a learning curve here, so it took me longer than I had expected. I would say I have a total of about 4 hours invested in this today. But of course I learned a lot, so next time this happens it'll be a lot faster. But anyways, this is what it looks like without the engine cover. It would have been a lot easier, I think, removing the manifold altogether, but I had a difficult time getting the back of the manifold removed. Get the wiring harness detached from the back of the intake manifold. So I just kind of left it on there. So I was working around it, but it would have been a lot easier removing the intake manifold altogether if you know how. I didn't know how to, so okay. Hopefully it'll start later. Moment of truth. Let's see if the engine starts. Oh, yay. Okay, besides my door being open, my check engine lights off, and my slip information's off, and no more far-low light blinking in my dashboard. Thank you, God. Okay, bye.